Had a crowd here that was earlier, and they were louder than you. And there's more of you now. I said, does anybody want a T-shirt? That's a little bit better. Okay. Who's the loudest part of the crowd? Left side? Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Right side? How about my people in the middle? I think I'll just give it to each one of you. I mean, all right, left side, are you ready? Right side, are you ready? Okay, guys in the middle, once more. Loudest, come on. Okay, so without any further delay, let's get some people on stage. Who wants to play in the booth today? Oh, we've got some energetic people. This man here, because he's got the same t-shirt as me from Loot Crate, I see that. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go to the right-hand side here. People on the right, who wants to play? I'm going to go with this guy, although I can't agree with the scarf. You can come on, but that scarf, you're inside, it's kind of warm. Just going to say. Okay, next person. Go in the middle. This man is dressed like Doctor Who. I can't deny that. I can't deny a Doctor Who, especially since I missed tomorrow's episode. Back on the left side. Let's go. I'm going to go. Let's go with this man here with the glasses. Actually, just bring both of you. Just bring you two there. And the man behind you. Go around the side, you two. Both of you. Go around the side. Okay, I'm going to go in the middle again. Does anybody in the middle want to play? Oh, that's good. Okay, let's go with this girl here. She's wearing you kind of brand mix. You got Superman there, Star Trek hat. I mean, which side would you like to go? You can go on that side, of course you can. Okay, let's see. Right-hand side. Make some noise! Okay, let's pick. I'm going to go with the man with the awesome hair and beard combination. I've got to put some people with big hair up here because it makes mine look somehow better. Okay, I'm just going to quickly check with my admins. We need loads of people. Back in the middle, I'm going to pick... I can't see you all very well. And you're also all very quiet. Let's see, I'm going to pick this guy here. I'm going to look right past you. I'm sorry about that. Okay. On the left, yeah. Make sure, guy. If you want to come around the side, and if you trip over and hurt yourself, I'll get sued, and I'm not that rich. Okay, let's go. Left-hand side. On the count of 3, I want you to really make some noise. Okay, 3, 2, 1. That's pretty good. I'm gonna go with this guy's one of the loudest. I'm gonna let him come up. So I'm gonna go around the side. I'm gonna just double check with my admins. How many have we got left, Zach? I've got one coming there. Hold on, let me just double check my numbers here. I don't want anybody to have to play coach. That wouldn't be fun, would it? Alright, just one check. One more! Where is the loudest part of this crowd? Alright, we're going to play a game, okay? I'm going to sweep my arm across, and when it reaches your section of the crowd, I want you to shout, okay? Ready for this? On the count of 3. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, I'm actually going to say that was probably the middle. What do you think, Paul? Paul on the side there, he's my boss. What did you think? What was the loudest section, Paul? Middle? He's going to go with the middle, so we're going to go for the middle. Okay, I'm going to go for... There's a tall guy right there. Right there, yes, Mr. Tall Man. You want to come around the side for me, please? Okay, guys, don't worry. This will all start up again in a minute. There'll be more goodies. The winning team's going to win some Riot swag. So, we're actually going to hand this over now to... I'm considering them friends of mine, but I only met them a few days ago. They're pretty good. They're professional shoutcasters. Now, there's actually a debate going on whether or not these two are better than the other two. So, it's up to you guys to kind of try and prove it, but without any further delay, over to you guys.
I wouldn't say we're anywhere close to Stress and Pulse, but anyway.
Not.
Hi guys, welcome. I'm Scoundrel. We're coming with our second game of Play Like a Pro here at Gfinity, and the EGX stage is going on. Just fantastic atmosphere here. I'm with Sona, my lovely long-time friend and possibly brother from another mother.
Quite possibly. I mean, I don't really want to look back at our roots too much. It's a traumatic time for me, my childhood.
Anyway, we're going to get straight into this game as soon as we can. We had a great game that first game. Bit of a stomp, but we always love a bit of action here on the Rift. So anyway, we think we're possibly going to Champ Select as soon as everyone's comfortable with the setups. What are you looking forward to today then? Second day here, Sona.
Well, patch 4.17 actually hit in yesterday, and we didn't talk about it that much then. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of those new Victors and Sorakas coming out, because there have been massive reworks to both of those champions.
Yeah, I've had the clues from the rift that I've been hearing is that Victor's actually now pretty OP.
Yeah, basically he's got Karzik's ultimate, but you can buy it whenever you want, so it's going to be really interesting
got
to see how that is
a mini Oriana ultimate on his
as well.
E as well, so his gravity field's pretty good again. Anyway, we are into Champ Select, and Ziggs being banned out for the blue side. Interesting ban there. And Jack's coming in.
Yeah, Jack's not as strong as he used to be.
No, definitely not. A while ago, got knocked down a few pegs with that base health nerf, had base health per level knocked down as well. So he's not as strong as he used to be, but still is that late game powerhouse.
Especially in games where you don't have that team coordination, you can't shut him down as he sort of ramps up through the game. You want to be able to make sure you get him sort of banned out if you're going to not work for that coordinated team. Ziggs as well. Really strong in the mid lane, can push quite easily against sort of the Zerath and the Orianas who are quite strong against him as well. Maokai.
I mean, he's still strong. Yeah. He hasn't received a lot of nerfs. He had a bit of a nerf again, I think, recently.
Vengeful Maelstrom was nerfed in patch 4.17.
And I think the 4.17 they nerfed the damage of Vengeful Maelstrom as well as the duration being nerfed before. Master Yi being banned out. I'm liking this in our games because
had 2 games yesterday where Master Yi jungle just did nothing for his team, so getting him out of the game nice and early.
This is the second game that we've seen him banned as well, so maybe I don't know. Maybe they just remember that we hate him so much.
Yasuo and Army being banned out as well, so quite mid lane focused in the bans across both these teams. 3 of the 6 bans being mid laners, and we do have a quit straight away. Obviously, the person in the top laner for the red side has decided that he really wants to play Master Yi. And so has quit the game already. Hopefully we'll be back into this very soon.
Possibly some client issues there. But let's just talk a little bit more about 4.17, because obviously that has hit and we haven't seen anything too crazy coming out now. People have been talking about the new Soraka, she's been played a lot, and the new Victor, he's been played a lot. What are your opinions on Soraka now? Because she's been almost completely rechanged, and she's now a walking ambulance, more as opposed to what she was just like a heal bot before.
That's how I used to play Soraka though. You get boots of mobility early, and you just roam around and get as many heals off for your team as possible.
Get your Majais and just hit the ultimate when you're going to get kills across the map.
I think it's quite an interesting build for her now, because you are very much sort of the ambulance bot. You want to be able to get across the map as quickly as possible. Your passive now gives you that extra movement speed when you're running towards lower health teammates. And because you have an AoE silence, sort of an aura silence that you can place on the ground, it means that you can stop the enemy team from killing your teammate while you get there to heal them up. I think she could really see some competitive play now.
I remember watching a streamer called Nightblue play her in the jungle on the PvE. So you just use your star call to do the AoE damage, and you just run into lane, throw down the AoE silence. If they run through it, they're silenced. If they run through it and they stay in it for 2 seconds, they're snared, and then you're got your heal up to make sure that counter ganks are definitely going to go in your favour too. Anyway, we are all back into the lobby now. Victor, though, he's the biggest change of this patch. So Victor mains everywhere can rejoice, because he's now not that trash tier pick and has now entered to the realms of a viable pick in the mid lane. And the feedback has been that he's pretty scary. Yeah,
people are thinking he's really, really strong now. It's changed the way that you want to level up his abilities now, that you sort of target most of your damage on your Q, try and get those shields off quite commonly as well, not looking at the laser as much. That's sort of more of a mini harassment tool. With the upgrades to all of the abilities as well, can really help you out. That mini Oriana ult on your gravity field, the gravity well, which is your W, which is the snare, that can be really strong early game, and as you come into the mid game, helps you sort of get those 5-man snares or pull. It's technically a pull, pulls into the middle of the fight. Really interesting to see how he's played in that mid lane now.
I mean, obviously it synergizes with his ultimate so well now, because you just have, it's like having Oriana in your team for your ultimate. You can just stick your gravity field down, stick your ultimate down, and suddenly everyone's in range of it. So if he played well, I think he's still going to be susceptible to the same things he was before, though. He's very susceptible against assassins, very susceptible to ganks early on. He still has low mobility, but he's like Cassiopeia, he's now going to be, once he scales into the late game, he's just going to be one of those unstoppable forces.
I think one of the big things is that assassins are always going to be around, and you have to learn how to play against them. Victor, with that shield off his Q, can actually almost counteract an assassin jumping onto him. It's not quite as strong as it could be with, say, a Fizz or a Zed, where you can just escape immediately, but it's learning how to play against what is always going to be the meta, and assassins are always going to be in the meta. It's just too strong.
They did fall off about 7 months ago, where we had that complete utility mid lane phase. But I enjoy assassin play. I enjoy assassin plays. Or you can always get the solo kills, the interesting guys who'll just make or break.
The faker plays.
Yeah, the faker plays. You know, they'll come in and they'll carry a team by themselves just because they can take out people 1v1. You've got the split push aspect of assassins as well. I mean, I enjoy the assassin meta way more than I enjoy the utility meta because it's always more fun to cast.
I think AD carries would disagree with you though. Most AD carry mains definitely do not enjoy the assassin meta. And as a support main myself, I find myself saving my AD carry more than actually doing much in team fights.
And as a Fiora only top player who got banned against yesterday by you, then I can't talk.
There's a reason you've gone down to Plat 2, mate.
Yeah, that's true. I got demoted from Diamond.
We should just be getting into the lobby any moment now, guys. Just waiting on these teams to be ready and available. Getting some good signs from our admins, so we will be on to the Rift now. I am very excited for this game. First game was a bit of a stomp, as you said. We've seen quite a few stomps over the last 2 days, but usually what will happen is the start of the game will be quite even. The players play very safely. I really want someone to invade. I wanted to invade against you last night, but it just didn't quite work out properly. I think if we see a good invade, it'll be really
by my hacker on top, and my game was a stomp, wasn't it?
Darn hacker on top. That horse has been the bane of my existence for a long time.
I've been looking forward to some level 1 action here. I haven't seen too much. I think you've got to have a bit more coordination. Actually, it looks like we've lost another player from the lobby, so a little bit more of an issue going on here. I do enjoy these level 1 invades that you get possibly. I mean, they're always quite good fun to see because you always have a little bit more action. You always have a little bit more going on. Level 1s can make or break team games completely. I remember last year Cyanide got a level 1 kill on Lee Sin versus C9, and that just completely ruined the rest of the game.
Well, you look at Worlds, when Samson White got a pentakill at level 1 pretty much, they just dominated the game against AHQ from there. So level 1 invades can spell victory for your team, especially in games like this where it's very snowbally. If a team gets ahead in these games, they tend to win out the game. We are into the lobby. Zig's being banned out straight away. I assume we'll see the same bans here. Jax, Yasuo, Ari, Master Yi, and I can't remember who the last ban was in Scoundrel. Can you?
Maokai,
that's the one. So hopefully we'll see those rattled off as quickly as possible, and we'll get onto the Rift and ready to play this game. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys pick up as well, because obviously you get some weird and wonderful team comps coming out here. So I like the Quinn top last game. It's not unviable, but against the Cho'Gath, you're going to be struggling. If you don't manage to beat him early on, you're going to struggle, which obviously we saw Quinn doing there. And obviously the main part of Quinn is you can usually play her in the mid lane and then start roaming with your ultimate and just start getting kills all across the map. So Maokai and Ari being banned out here. So we've got the same bans, and now our first pick is going to come through here, guys. Wonder what we're going to see. Got a lot of good picks up now. Tristana did receive a tiny nerf last patch, but she's still the same.
She's still massive. Like, if you can get Tristana and get her past sort of the level 13, level 14 weakness that she has, get her into that late game, she can be incredibly strong. It is a Thresh pickup here for the blue team, and it looks like we're going to have Nidalee and Warwick hovered over for the purple side. Now, Nidalee was massively nerfed in the last patch. All of her damage got taken down. The only buff she got was if you pounce on someone with a hunted proc on them, you get a 1.5 second cooldown on your pounce for the next pounce. So that's the only buff she got. The rest of it, she was just taken down massively.
Oh well, AP Nidalee is still fairly viable. I've seen a lot of people still playing Nidalee mid, and those spears still do hit for masses of damage. And also, obviously, all of your Cougar form abilities are all damage based, magic damage based. So when you have the penetration and you have the extra AP, you do a lot more damage as well. So
when you're penetrating people with your spears, you have a lot of extra damage. It's true. Thresh obviously locked in here for the blue team. Volibear's being hovered over as well. Now that's very good combination. You get that Rolling Thunder coming out from the bear into a death sentence, and that is a guaranteed kill most of the time. However, counted out a lot by Morgana being picked up here by the purple side. That spell shield, if they time that correctly, is going to be devastating for the blue side.
I mean, if you're going to engage with Rolling Thunder, you have a good few seconds to then go on and use your Black Shield and then protect yourself from the flip there. Volibear is one of those interesting junglers, but there's a reason he doesn't see much competitive play is because he's fairly weak player. His ganks are very predictable because you have to let him wind up his Rolling Thunder to get the gank off. He usually only works if you've got lack of vision, which is why he can work in solo queue, but you don't see him that much in competitive. I think we've seen him once, played by Snoopy, I believe it was, in the NALCS.
Where the EG were trying to work out how on earth they could play the game.
Corki being picked up as well. He hasn't made that resurgence that we'd expect around the World's time, but
he hasn't got any buffs. Triforce hasn't been buffed. He hasn't got any buffs. Where is Corki at Worlds? Draven being still locked in straight away though.
He's still a fairly decent pickup. If you ban Tristana and someone's taken Lucy, Corki's usually the next point of call.
I'm amazed that Tristana wasn't picked here. She's been free for the entire thing. She hasn't been nerfed that much. You are against a Draven Morgana lane, but Trist is going to be huge in this sort of game.
Yeah, I mean, she will get beaten out early by Draven because he just has a better early game. I mean, Tristana's got one of the better early games of an AD carry. Then she sort of drops off towards mid game, comes back with a force at late game. But she won't be able to trade against the Draven, who's obviously got that incredibly high damage spike from his throwing axes. Hopefully it was a Teemo. I was hearing the Teemo shots. I'd love to see a Teemo because he's the epitome of everything I hate about League of Legends.
Can you hate anything about League of Legends? You keep coming back for more.
I can hate Teemo.
Yeah,
everyone can hate Teemo.
Definitely hate Teemo. It looks like it's an Akali being hovered over here. Nidalee has been picked up for the purple side, so assume that's going to be taken into the top lane. Although, as you said, AP Nidalee is making a resurgence.
Oh, that could be a AD Thresh if they look in that Leona.
AD Thresh, top lane Akali, Corki in the mid lane, and a Volibear jungle.
No, I mean AD Thresh in the top lane.
AD Thresh in the top lane? Okay,
yeah, I mean,
you put Corki in the...
Or Leona. I have seen Leona in the top lane too. It acts as like a Maokai. You won't get... Well, see, Maokai can get solo kills. Leona won't get solo kills, but she is great at setting out ganks for her jungler. So, I mean, depends on how much you value a fed Volibear, but... Possibly an AD Thresh. I did actually play AD Thresh in the top lane a few times when he first came out, and it's actually fairly legit. If you get a lot of attacks when you play the Ruined Kings, it's fairly broken.
And you have all of that extra CC for your team as well, which is really strong, especially with Akali being locked in. You need CC for her to be able to get rolling, getting those extra kills, getting those resets as well. At the moment, it's looking like it's going to be a Thresh Leona bot lane with Corki in that mid lane. That's going to be really interesting to have to play against.
That's something that's obviously premeditated there. That may actually be an AD
Thresh. AD carry Thresh is a thing.
AD carry Thresh is not a thing.
It's a thing.
It's not a thing.
You obviously don't play with the right people. You get a lot of extra damage from that Flay passive, and also with all of the extra hooks and the...
I mean, AD Thresh, Leona Thresh is going to be incredible. It would be like the Blitzcrank Thresh lane where you just have hooks, CC to the floor, but obviously you're going up against a Morgana. If she just black shields one of you, unless you get the burst, burst.
But the thing is, if she black shields the first one, you burst the shield down, and then you get the next hook in, don't you? And the Flay.
But remember, you've got to use magic damage to burst the shield down. So you're
relying all of Leona's damage.
Yeah, but you're relying solely on Leona to burst.
Black shield got nerfed recently. It's only 150 shield that it gives you. So Leona quite easily does that with a Q, like a Shield of Daybreak Eclipse combo.
Yeah,
I'm really still interested in that lane.
You'll still manage to avoid the snare and the stun from Leona. So you still rely.
The Thresh hook comes in.
Yeah, but you've got to rely on the Thresh.
What are you going to do versus that Thresh hook? It's a teleport Thresh as well in the bot lane, so he's going to be trying to gank other lanes as much as he can. That is a fascinating combination to see coming out here, Scoundrel.
Potentially, but we could have just mixed up the people sitting in which seats, and we could just see them all going.
Oh, that's true actually, because they've changed position. Oh, that is going to be a Thresh top
lane, yeah.
Corki Leona bot lane and Akali mid.
Yeah, all because of the people disconnecting from the lobby. Yeah. We don't have them in the right order.
Oh, that's really frustrating. I was so excited for that for a minute.
I wasn't excited because I quite like the Thresh top lane. I think that's interesting. But he will struggle against Nidalee because of the range disparity and the auto attacks there.
I think Akali mid's going to really struggle against this Orianna.
Oh, usually does.
Usually really going to struggle, especially obviously pre-6, and even after that, if she doesn't get those dashes going properly, she's really going to get caught out by that shockwave, and I think Orianna should quite easily win that matchup.
I mean, obviously Orianna has been recently nerfed against these melee champions so that they can survive us slightly better.
It's only attack damage now.
Attack damage, but that's quite big in the early levels where she really shines against people like Akali, Zed. You've got to wait until you get 2 or 3 points in dissonance before you can really start to zone out these melee carries. If Akali starts right, I mean, I actually have seen a lot of people start Cloth 5 versus Orianna because she does so much with her
attack harass.
I mean, obviously you get magic damage on her auto attacks that stack, but you still then have the 5 pots. You can build into a Zhonya's, obviously, if you're an AP. Probably less so if you're an AD-based mid laner, but it's not unheard of to go for Cloth 5 versus Orianna in the mid lane. But like I said, Akali, she's going to struggle, definitely. If Orianna plays as well. I mean, Akali's one of those champions that she's actually got an innate kit that allows her to survive versus harass, obviously because she has that spell vamp and lifesteal that comes with her passive, twin disciplines.
But you have to remember she won't have her own runes and mastery set up here, so it's quite possible that she won't have both.
Oh no, that was changed a while ago. That you just get given them.
Oh yeah, that was
you just get given them. So whatever you have, whatever runes and masteries you have, you're always going to be given. It just depends on how much you get based on the AP and AD that you're going to have. But she if she takes a lot of sustain to start with, and then has that twin slam, she may be able to sustain out against the Orianna. It depends how aggressive this Orianna is. Now, what's really interesting for me is this Warwick's decided to go
heal smite.
Heal smite, which it feels like
Flash Infinite Duress is such a good combo for Warwick because you can basically travel across an entire lane to get onto the target you want. Taking the heal will give you that extra movement speed if you use it sort of preemptively, but do you really want to be using heal preemptively when you have you've got Hungering Strike to heal yourself up? Usually you'll see sort of a Blade of the Ruin King or Feral Flare,
this feels
like that as well.
This feels like something you do when you just started the game in League of Legends and you've got about 6 summoner spells.
I would take heal, I would take smite, I would take ghost, and I would take cleanse.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Just pick random things. But it looks really good. Smite works on champions, right?
But if you don't have any runes and masteries for jungler, you're not used to having runes and masteries for jungler, you just take heal because you know, oh god, I'm going to die to red buff, just better heal myself.
Earth Warwick, that's such a good skin.
It's a great skin actually.
Yeah. Anyway, we are just getting into the loading screen now, guys. We'll be onto the Rift in about 30 seconds or so. Level 1 action here.
I mean, we've got good teams for level 1 action here. I mean, Thresh, Leona, Volibear. I mean, I'd be disappointed if I didn't see an invade coming out from that team. And obviously Morgana's always got the potential to catch in a binding early on. I'm interested to know about your thoughts about this Nidalee, because having received the recent nerfs to her AD build, do you think there's a possibility we're going to see an AP Nidalee top lane? Because she is still strong in the AP sense. I remember when she first got reworked, people were building DFG Nidalee, hitting a spear, jumping in, using DFG and just bursting someone down.
She is still really strong, but I don't think she's anywhere near as strong as she used to be. I don't think we'll see the DFG build. It's just, it doesn't sort of fit with what I'd expect to see coming out here today.
Yeah, I mean, she has gone for that door at the start, so that's my hopes and dreams.
We are just waiting on everyone to sort of move off the platforms, move off the fountains right now. Hopefully we'll see a good sort of game coming out from here. Both teams relatively evenly balanced. We talked about the weaknesses for each sort of in the mid to early game, the early to mid game, but what about team fights here? We have a great combo coming off with Infinite Duress and Shockwave coming from the Warwick and Orianna, but Nidalee not known for her team fighting prowess. Is she going to be losing out if she goes for that split push?
It just depends on how strong this AD build's going to be post-nerf. If she's got that 1v1 potential that she used to have, then maybe. But, I mean, Nidalee obviously is just not known for a team fight champion. The way you win games as Nidalee is you stick yourself in a lane, you push it down to the inhibitor turret, you 1v1 anyone that comes to try and deal with you. If anyone more comes to try and deal with you, your team has to group up and take things from it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know. I like the Infinite Duress Shockwave combo, but it relies on Orianna being fed. It relies on Morgana getting in there and using her Soul Shackles and then Draven in the back line while everyone's stunned and locked up doing the damage that it needs to. But then again, I'm failing to see the sort of the combo from the blue side. They're more of a pick composition. They're always going to be a pink composition. They've got a Volibear, a Thresh, and a Leona.
Definitely.
Look to burst with the Kali. So you've got a sort of a semi-team fight composition versus a pick composition. You just have to see how the lanes go. That's the main thing here. But again, we're probably not going to see an invade just due to the fact that people are trying to work their key bindings. When you go in there, you've got to go and set up key bindings how you like
them. Set up your interface size, set the map on the right side. People who play with the map on the left side really can do it. I know there was an old game where the map used to be on the left side, so everyone is used to it. Does look like Leona and Corki are going to push up this lane relatively rapidly. They've got that target as well, the Relic Shield, onto Leona, so she'll be getting that extra CS for herself and for her AD carry. Now, Draven Morgana is a very strong early game lane. They have taken the binding first as well. If they can connect onto this Corki, he's definitely going to get melted away.
Yeah, really using that Fnatic skin. I like that. That's a very good looking skin.
It's actually, I think it's one of the better Fnatic skins. A couple of them I'm a little bit off about, but I do like the Fnatic Corki. There's the binding. Draven not able to follow up on it though. Very, very tight stuff. Dormant Shield on this Thresh first as well, so trying to get away from that. That's a nice
great play.
Really nice play away there. He is just going to get that level 2 mark as well, giving him a little bit of extra trade potential in the lane. It's pretty even so far. Nidalee going to jump in.
He pounces on. He does actually hook a minion, gets a play onto Nidalee there. No auto attacks coming down though, so Nidalee the better of that trade. Doran's Blade is a bit of an iffy start versus Nidalee because she does a lot of magic damage as well. I mean, and she's harassing you constantly. I suppose the extra health regen may help out, but the fact that you're never going to get real time, you're never going to get much time to yourself to get the health regen going. But I would have gone full aggressive start versus Nidalee and trying to work out and push her on this potentially new and weak early game. In the meantime though, Orianna doing a good job of using her ball offensively, but has used a lot of mana.
Yeah, here comes Volley as well from the side.
Volley there. Rolling Thunder comes down, Ignite is onto the Akali, the flash comes out from Orianna, no one managing to catch up. The Ghost is turned from Volibear. He's going to try and get the execute here with the red buff. One more auto attack. He's giving it a bit of time. There's the swag coming out from Volley there.
Oh, I would have laughed so much if Warwick had been able to come back and clean that one up. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, that was just a good game for Volley there.
Yeah.
And a very early flash, not over any territory as well. So,
if you're not getting over terrain with those flashes, you're really not using them properly, especially against the ghosting Volibear. Like, you're never going to be able to get away from him if he gets that red buff onto you. And he did just time that gank really well. Came in as Akali was able to bait out the Orianna aggression. And Akali actually CSing really well here as well. I'm just going to switch as well because I realised our positions. There we go. Akali 21 CS to 11 there on Orianna. You'd expect Orianna to be having more of a favourable matchup than that at the moment.
Yeah, actually, Akali did a great job, I've noticed as well. I mean, she got really aggressive there. When she needed to get aggressive, I think Orianna possibly thought that she could come away with the kill, especially after betting with Ignite. But again, great play there from the Akali, and she's just using that passive to help her sustain in lane too. Hasn't needed to go back and start with the boost, so that 4 pots and boost.
Definitely great. We're going to take a power shot.
Great black shield from Morgana. She's been playing this lane in Deception.
Really has. Lots of harassment coming down in that bot lane as well, though. Draven taking down a little bit. He's 11 CS ahead against that Corki. It looks like he's had a little bit of a connection problem there back into the game straight away. And Warwick trying to get up to that level 6 as quickly as possible. Is actually behind on CS to this Volibear at the moment, so not quite farming that jungle up as much as he'd like.
I mean, despite Volibear's moderately slow clear, Warwick has an even slower yes. So, you know, you've got the battle of the slow clearers. I mean, the Volibear at least has got a small amount of AoE. That was an interesting lantern from Fresh there.
Gotta get the souls, man.
Gotta get the souls, yeah.
More souls, more money.
Could have walked up to it with the lantern shield and got more out of that there. Again, Akali still hasn't been back, just using that almost level 6-2, but the dissonance is really starting to hurt.
She's sitting on 1,200 gold as well, so she's going to be saving up. Probably going to build towards that Hextech Gunblade. That's what we tend to see as the first item on Akali's. Of course, you can go Deathfire Grasp if you're really, really manly. I've seen it done a couple of times, and if you feel like you're ahead, you can melt people down with a huge burst damage. But she is going back now. 1,200 gold. What's she going to pick up with that? Probably build with Palace if she can.
Yeah, she'll either get the Hextech
Revolver.
or she'll be going in towards that Hextech Gunblade. Just benefits Akali's passive so much. She really does do well with the high builds in the bottom. I've always had it hooked onto Niddly right here. The box has come out. She's going to have to walk through it at some point. She's got to go aggressive. Oh, the jump in, and he goes down to Thresh. Thresh getting the kill on this Niddly in the top lane, and that's why you have to fear the AD Thresh.
Got to fear the AD Thresh. Really nice play by him there, though. He realised that he was 6 just before the Niddly had hit that mark, and Niddly didn't have flash available. She used it just before the fight had started anyway. Then Death Sentence came in, and then you have to pounce through the box. Niddly was like, well, I might as well get a few minions if I'm going to pounce. Got the minion around. Volibear coming to the bot lane now. He is a rolling bear.
Great stand aside, but he's still going to try and get onto the Morgana. Black Shield is available if needed. The Rolling Thunder did just stop in time. In the meantime, though, we've got an engage in the mid lane too. Akali going aggressive, but not going to follow it up with the dash there. And in the meantime, everything goes back to a status quo.
Status quo has been resumed. Akali hitting level 6 just before that Orianna as well. Orianna popped it just now, so just trying to get as much harassment down as she can before the shockwave is available. 41 CS to 23 in the middle lane. It's quite a big discrepancy. Corki has done a great job of catching up though in the bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, Corki, despite being over there, he lets it stand aside. The engagement from Leona comes down. There's the Black Shield a little bit late, as it Morgana does manage to walk away, as well as Leona doing the same side. But Volibear is here, low health, does have his passive available if needed. Yeah,
he does. Is he going to come in for this gank? He's got Rolling Thunder available as well. There is a Warwick coming down. He is only level 4 though. He has got that heal, which might actually be a deciding factor in this fight. Warwick is going to spot Volibear here, and he's going to have to back right away.
Yeah, and the mark above the Volibear's head shows that he's been revealed, and he is just going to walk back. Warwick's going to take his blue buff too, so he's going to be heading up towards that level 6 mark. Definitely needs to get a bit more farm at the more levels so he can start making effective ganks as well, considering his team is a little bit behind.
Yeah, he definitely is. Let's have a look at those item builds. He's gone for the Quillcoat Flare first. He's going to go to the Ancient Golem, do that extra ward, and a lot of health as well, going to be very strong on him. Warwick yet to go back and buy any items. You assume he's going to go for the Feral Flare, just because that's what you tend to do on Warwick, especially if you're farming up as quickly as you want to be. Almost at level 6 on him. That first infinite duress gank is going to be a deciding factor in this fight. They're 2 kills down at the moment, but if he can get a good gank off of that, he'll straight back to the game. Akali goes in.
Akali going aggressive. Ignite comes down. She's got one more dash. She actually flashes out there. Doesn't go for the kill, but it does get the Ignite.
perfect ignite timing, swag. Although technically she didn't need to flash out because she still had an ultimate proc, so she could have procced back to a minion and made like the pro plays like that.
But yeah, definitely probably better safe than sorry. Shockwave may have been available for the Orianna. In the meantime, Corki's still very low in the spot lane. He needs to be very careful as Morgana takes a bit of damage. The standard side there. Is he going to go for this? There's the spell shield on Draven, doesn't get locked up by the snare. And it's going to continue farming as Corki's forced to back out of lane.
That's exactly what we talked about with Draven, though. He has such good harassment potential in the lane, especially if you land a binding. The black shield coming out from Morgana gives him that little bit of extra impetus to go in because he knows he can be safe from those stuff. And Morgana's landing those really, really well. Leona's Zenith plays in and then she puts it on me, but she's not going to get that shield of Daybreak.
Akali's waiting for Warwick up here.
Akali is waiting for Warwick up here. Oh, actually taking away the red buff as well. Warwick only level 5 still. Akali's level 8 and it's Thresh and Akali.
Oh, Akali goes on to Warwick here. He doesn't have that infinite duress available. She hasn't got a flash either. There's the heal.
The heal saved his life, Scoundrel. That was really nicely done by Warwick to get himself out. But the Thresh was actually only hitting a minion, one of the small red minions there, meaning that Warwick was able to escape to safety.
Yeah, he does use the heal to get away there. Manages to get out. Who needs flash when you've got heal, apparently? Oh, she's going to mid lane. She's going on to the Orianna. Already burns her flash. There's the duck dash onto her. She's going to get the shockwave and the ignite coming down. Is this going to be Akali's fight? She's going very low. It's going to be. Oh, it's so close. Orianna picking up with an auto attack at the end there.
Does manage to secure the first kill of the game for the purple side. Nicely done by her, just baiting around that Akali, making her dodge, duck, dive and weave, and the shockwave was really nicely done as well. However, she is still 36 behind against
aggressive play from Volibear. He gets the Rolling Thunder. Is he going to get the execute here? There's the shield from Orianna. He may go down the turret though. Oh wow, he had about 5 HP available. And
Nidlee's coming across, Nidlee's coming across.
Oh, she's going to get the execute here. Surely, as he does walk back into the execute range and the takedown gets the kill for Nidlee. She also comes away with double buffs. Thresh is not going to be a happy man.
No, really nicely done there by the Nidlee to roam down, have a bit of map awareness and understand that the Volibear would have to come back round through that route. Now, Volley might have been a bit safer going up towards the ward. I don't know if they had communication from Thresh there that Nidlee had gone missing, because if they did, they've got a ward on red buff, you might as well go around that area and try and keep yourself safe.
No one's making plays the dragon, but there's the hook onto Nidlee. I'm not sure this is a great idea. She does have the double buff. There she's got the ignite available. The box has come down, but she is very low. The heal comes down too. Not leveling that heal first, so not doing too much for her, and Thresh now going to sustain through the use of his Bilgewater Cutlass.
Bilgewater Cutlass on that Thresh, going to build towards the Blade of the Ruin King. Of course, the AD Thresh build that you were talking about, and actually Thresh was let down a little bit there by the box changes that happened in, I think it was 4.16, a couple of patches ago, where you don't get extra damage if you walk through 2 portions of the box anymore. So Nidlee, after she'd hit that first box proc, could be quite safe if she wanted to go through the rest of the box.
Yeah, you still only just get affected by the slow, which is 99% for 1 second.
I still think it should have been called the Threshold. I think that, it's a lot better name.
That would have been great. Wyatt,
please.
Riot, please. This guy's a name of abilities. As we get going on, the spot lane is fairly even. Talking not too much. The standard side is so great. He manages to pick up the kill. The ultimate comes out from Leona as the Leona is locked up by the soul shackles. The flash comes in from Morgana. She doesn't actually follow it up with anything, but does hit a dark binding there. Draven going to pick up another kill. Those stacks coming out. He actually flashes away from the minions.
Minions too strong. Yeah, minions are way too strong. They can do 200 damage in one auto.
How much gold did he just get from that based on his passive?
A huge amount of gold. He's 1,400 gold at the moment. Let's have a look at exactly how much he got from his passive.
Akali wants to come down here. They're going to go on to Warwick. He doesn't have the flash available. Akali possibly going to get the kill here with the dash. Manages to finish off. Oh, the hungering strike so good as they're going on to Morgana. Are they going to be able to finish off her? Yes, the Volibear finishes him off. Oh, the hungering strike at the last moment and the exhaust. There were no dash availables for Akali, so she couldn't actually finishing anything off there as he's chasing down this Orianna. I think he's just going to back off at the last minute.
Not going to be able to get there with the Rolling Thunder. Draven will be able to back away. He's got 1,500 gold. It spends a little bit of it on that Vampiric Scepter and a BF sword as well, so he's going to be doing a huge amount of damage. A Dragon Call here for the blue side. They're still a little bit ahead of the gold all round. This is a very good call.
Yeah, Draven though is going to be the key issue for them. He's actually going for a very old school Draven build.
Bloodthirster first.
Bloodthirster first. He could fool us all and go for an Infinity Edge off the back of that and just have the Vamp Scepter. But he's got the double Dorans, so you probably wouldn't need the extra lifesteal at this point.
You do see some people going for that Vampiric Scepter into Infinity Edge just because they want that extra bit of lifesteal, especially since he hasn't got his own moves and masteries. so he might not have that 4.5% lifesteal you can get from your runes. So it's possible, but I expect a Bloodthirster.
Pretty old school rune heal that one now, because most AD carries will now go to the AD attack.
Yeah, and then the double.
Oh, the engage. Leona's a little bit out of sync here as the Black Shield comes down. Are they going to go down onto a Dark Binding? Is still available. There's the ultimate coming down, but spell immune. He's spell immune from the Solar Flare. The ultimate comes down. The Dark Binding going to finish off Leona, and Corki in the meantime is going to back away. Getting zoned away from more creeps as Draven and
engaging top lane.
Oh, and engaging top lane. And Carly roamed up top and nearly escaping with a modicum of life there.
Yeah, if the death sentence had hit there, it would have been a death certificate for that. And she definitely would have gone down to a Kali, but not quite able to connect there. And this bot lane is turned into the League of Draven. He's doing huge damage.
He is at the heal from Corki as well to get himself away. Black Shield comes down just in case.
Engaging mid lane.
Oh, engaging mid lane. Orianna gets rolled over by Volibear. There's the dash in from Carly rather. They're going to go in and try and get the kill. There's the flash. Oh, the shockwave! But the Ignite manages to pick up the final kill, and Ignite goes down onto Orianna too. Sorry,
that shockwave almost saving her life, but they were just a little bit too close for comfort. They managed to pick up the kill. They've got the turn in the bot lane.
They're going to dive here. Oh, we've just lost the vision on this screen. They're going to try and go onto him, but they've got the Black Shield onto Draven as Corki is going to try and escape, but there's the final auto attack. The Soul Shackles come down. There's the teleport from Nidley. Is she going to get in here? She's going to come down. She may try and come through, but it's actually Thresh rather. So I thought it was I couldn't see it.
Oh, the hook just not quite connecting there on to Morgana, and she's going to try and get herself away.
Nearly.
There's the Zenith Blade as well. Carly and Volibear not responding to this one, so she's going to be able to get herself away to safety. And we do have our screen back, so now we can actually watch the action as it's happening. Really nicely done there by Draven and Morgana, diving the turret, getting it really quickly, and then picking up that kill onto the Corki as well.
Yeah, for some reason I thought I saw purple on that screen. This is my but anyway, it looks like we have Orianna doing a bit of damage to the first place. Steph Denton lands, the box comes out. Is he going to commit to this anymore? It looks like it's defensive from him. He does use the Bilgewater Cutlass, and the flash comes out. Is she going to be caught out here, as he could possibly use flash, but has already used it to get away? So that's a dead Orianna. I think Thresh will be thinking he could have possibly picked up that kill if it was a little bit more.
Sneaking her.
Oh, she's sneaking. There's the Twilight Shroud to pick up a bit of a vision as Warwick is in the backside there. I don't think
Draven's coming across. Draven's coming across.
Draven's coming across. They do get a stand aside. She's already used that Twilight Shroud. There's the Infinite Duress. They're going to go onto Draven, but he's going to finish her off and have a rampage there, picking up more gold, from his passive there.
Yeah, really nicely done there. Thresh, nice play in the mid lane to try and get the kill onto the Orianna. He was a little bit defensive. Orianna tried to flash out of the box, but hit just on the corner, so she wasn't quite able to get away from all the extra damage. Did manage to escape at the end, though.
Yeah, Thresh he still hasn't bought much since that Bilgewater Cutlass. He's probably sitting on
2,500 gold.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of gold. He probably should consider going back soon.
Yeah,
may have to give up that turret. That's the thing, you don't want to hold on to gold for too long unless you're really far ahead of them. Like, you're going to feel a little bit useless compared to your counterpart, even if you could be ahead of them.
Oh, Nidley's got her sheen out of that as well. I mean, if Thresh went back now, he could pick up that Blade of the Moon King, get some boots as well, just to give himself that little bit of extra roaming potential.
Volibear's heading up. He does go straight past the Nidley traps. He has got the double buff. Rolling Thunder has come out. He is going to back off here, though, as Thresh wasn't in the position to land a hook either.
Not quite able to connect there. In the bottom lane, people are farming minions. Draven's farming champion. 4-0-1 on him at the moment. Has gone for that Bloodthirster, as you said. And that's really going to help him out as we get into this mid lane. The shield as well
it's actually a fairly solid pickup versus in the Kali. Gives you the shield and the lifesteal you need to sustain through it. Kali is now roaming down though. She wants to possibly make a bit more of a presence felt in that bot lane.
Well, Dragon's up in 2 minutes as well. Getting some wards cleared out here by the Morgana. It looks like
Infinite Duress onto Volibear. He does have that passive available. He's going to get away with the Rolling Thunder. Actually flips. Flips the Warwick away as the failed Shockwave comes down and procs the passive of Volibear. So now he is a possible target as that passive has gone down. Has now finished as well as Akali heads back towards the mid lane and Corki and Leona are rotating up.
Well, we've seen a couple of good shockwaves come out from Orianna, so you have to have one that sort of fluffs and misses everyone entirely. It was like quite away, but a bit unlucky from her not to connect on that one. The goal difference is very, very close at the moment. Only 600 overall between these two teams. 7 kills to 7. One turret to 1.
Oh, in the top lane there, the box has come out. There's the Ignite onto Thresh. Is Nidley going to be able to finish it off with a takedown? It's very precarious between the two now. She wants to land another spear. Thresh needs to make sure he doesn't get hit by it. There's the spear hit. She doesn't manage to get it. Is she going to go into pounce? She's going to try and pounce on the Thresh.
Oh, the play!
Oh, great play!
Oh, Thresh King!
Oh, my word.
He's a god!
Thresh played that so well. That was a great play from him. That play was just exactly at the right time, and he managed to pick it up. The powered auto attack. The empowered auto attack, too. It was great.
And that's without spending any of his gold. He's on 3,500. Oh, is that going to connect in the top lane? It is! Is it going to kill him? It is! in with the blaze, making
Oh,
a superb long-range whirling death. And that's 5-0-1 for him.
And there is a catch in the mid lane onto Leona, not the target that you would want to engage on though, and they do just back off from that. Shockwave is up in around 10 seconds, so that could be a cause to make a play as here comes the volley bear. He's running in, they do try and get onto the Draven. There's Orianna being locked up, misses the Zenith Blade as she's locked up in the Dark Ride, and they're getting onto the Draven, exhausted down. He has got that heal available. He's doing a lot of damage to this Akali right now. In the meantime, Warwick is tanking up the volley bear, but he goes down. Akali gets exhausted up there. It's going to be a 2-0 for the blue team. And another Rolling Thunder coming out onto the Draven. He gets flipped over. Is he going to get locked up by the Zenith Blade? Yes, he is. There's the shield of Daybreak. That's a kill and a shutdown for double kill for Gorky. But then the tower takes out Akali as Nidalee comes through and picks up a double kill of her own. She has hit that hunted mark and a flash takedown, but actually manages to hit onto Leona. There's the lockup. She's going to go down to the turret. And Leona picks up the kill there. Back and forth everywhere there, Sona.
You must be so out of breath, Scoundrel. That's an incredible fight coming in. Shockwave wasn't quite off cooldown, so a massive disadvantage for the purple team. They weren't able to get that off. Infinite Duress was used. Volibear was in that backline, tanking up as many people as possible, and it was Warwick v3 for quite a long time. Draven with the exhaust on him does no damage whatsoever, and it meant that Akali and Corki could clean up, just coming around through the entire fight. Nidalee respawned and got to the fight throughout the entire thing as well. Managed to come in and just clean up right at the end, but the stun lock on the tower by Leona was gorgeous and meant that they just got locked out of the fight. 13 kills to 10 for the blue side, 3,000 gold is the difference, and then 1 tower to 0 for purple.
Interesting ninja tab I pick up for the Thresh. He's saying he's Draven the most, because despite this being an AD Nidalee, the majority of her skills damage is all magic damage. So if your Nidalee is not auto-attacking you too much, then the best thing is to build magic resist, because all of the damage that comes out from her skills, even if they scale from AD, are all magic based.
We see the Dark Guard on Akali as well. She's 3-3-5, getting towards that power spike. She's already got her Hex Gunblade as well, building towards Zhonya's now, of course. And Orianna is only 151, 50 CS down, not quite in the position of strength that she'd like to be. Nidalee with her Iceborne Gauntlet as well now gives her infinite stick potential.
She's going to be lacking mobility too. She hasn't picked up tier 1 boots. Nidalee actually coming down onto the core. He doesn't manage to land a spear though, so he won't go in on that as Thresh is pushing that top lane. Does have that teleport available, which will be useful for this coming dragon fight, as Warwick is now rotating around towards this mid lane. Is he going to try and get an infinite duress onto Akali? Not without the support of his team.
He hasn't quite hit those infinite duresses on the perfect target recently. He got those targets in earlier, which is great. They've doing a lot of damage.
Twilight Shroud burn already. If they do choose to make a fight out of it, this would be a good time to do it, but they are backing off under their turret right now.
Thresh has his teleport available if he needs to join this fight.
He has got that. Oh, the ultimate coming up to the Draven, forcing Akali to flash there. And the turret goes down for Thresh in the top lane. He's trying to buy his team a bit time, trying to get him to push that top lane, trying to force them to react to in the meantime, they're going to force this away. Do they want to engage on this tag? There's the volley back coming in. Flips Morgana, maybe not the ideal target, but she's taking a lot of damage. Rolshackle's come down, she's going to go down. Shockwave hits 3 people as they go in onto the volley back. The passive has to stop. He's going to go down at the last moment. He's still alive though, as Draven is doing the damage across the board. And that's going to be a massive cleanup for the purple side here. 2 kills for the Leona, I believe.
Leona picks up a double kill there, which is not the best person to have it on. It's good for her, means that she can pick up that Giant Spec Warden's Mail as well as the Mercury Tread, but if Thresh had teleported into that fight, that would have been very, very different.
Maybe.
Right,
it was over very quickly though.
Yeah, the Shockwave was really nicely positioned, hitting onto that backline completely.
Thresh is getting some vision across that wall where he wants to make sure he's not going to get caught out.
Absolutely.
Could be that he's going to get caught out anyway. Hasn't managed to take that turret. He does get a good play, but there's the infinite duress. He's going to take a lot of damage here. Does flash out. Is Nidalee going to be able to finish this off as they go onto him? He's using the auto attacks, but there's the takedown from Nidalee as Morgana comes down and throws a binding just for sure measure, I guess.
No, you're trying to take the kill on. Supports need kills. That's my motto for the day. Anyway, we do see Corki going to the bot lane. Has his Triforce now with that Vamp Scepter as well. Interesting build.
Akali going aggressive onto the Draven. The Ignite has been popped. There's the Black Shield. She's going to be forced to back away as she's just been out magic shield.
Magic shielded. But yeah, a few interesting builds you can go for. You've got that Vamp Scepter. You can build towards the Blade of the Moon King if you think people are sticking on you, or you can go for sort of the more damagey Infinity Edges or Bloodthirsters as well. You've got quite a wide variety on Corki.
Yeah,
that
I
you
mean,
can go for.
you don't even need to build Triforce these days sometimes.
No.
I mean, it's recommended. I wouldn't build a Corki without a Triforce,
No.
but I think a lot of AD carries have a lot of build paths to consider these days because of just how powerful all the AD items
We
are.
often see Sorcerer Shoes on him as well because he has a huge amount of magic damage.
Yeah.
Not in this case, but sometimes.
Well,
you do.
obviously, all of his missiles, his phosphorus bomb are all magic damage as well as Valkyrie. You can actually get a lot of damage off in that sense. Looks like Warwick doesn't really care too much about the Threshers. He's going to try and go aggressive. And they are going to take this as a clear out Baron, Dragon. I don't think they'll do it without the Warwick and without his smite there. Could be a point for Volibear to come down, but he's going to take his blue buff in the meantime, so there is no competition in terms of smite, but they aren't going to commit to it. As Akali gets locked up with the spear, they're going to be having a bit of vision on her for a little while.
Incredibly close game at the moment. If we look at
Akali going aggressive. Sorry, immediately going aggressive onto Akali.
Whirling Death.
Whirling Death does come down, but misses and just gets him on the back. What's the word for
Backswing.
that? Backswing. That's the one I was looking for.
Didn't quite manage to get enough damage there. But Raven is huge. 10,000 gold on him, only 7.5 on that Corki at the moment. If we look across, however, Akali is 2,500 gold ahead of 2,000 gold ahead of her as well. So
there's the Volibear. He's by himself right now. They need to be very careful getting locked up. He does going to pop his solar passive. There's the solar blade. He's got his passive on. A great shockwave does not enough damage though as Nidalee takes down the Volibear. In the meantime, Volibear does manage to take down Draven. That's a big portion of the damage. There's the Blaze of Ruin King coming down, but that's the Infinite Duress of the possibly not the key target, but that's Nidalee picking up another kill. She's going to go onto the Corki. She's actually going to back off as double kill comes out for Thresh. Is she going to commit to this? Yes, she is. There's the heal from Corki, but he gets her with a phosphorus bomb in the end. And that's a 4 for 2.
Akali.
And Akali's going to finish off the Morgana, even with the black
An
shield
ace.
there. And that's an ace for the blue team. This is swings and roundabouts in this game, so.
Yeah, absolutely massive right there for the blue team. They went in, basically Leona and Volibear versus 5, and then they managed to clear it up. Like, Akali wasn't there for the entire fight, only joined when Morgana would need to be killed at the end. Corki did a great job of kiting back, and the solar flare was huge. It knocked up Orianna so she couldn't shockwave right at the right moment. Knocked up Draven as well. It was absolutely impossible for the purple team to fight that well.
I just feel like the Orianna's not doing enough damage, so
Yeah.
her shockwaves aren't being as impactful.
She's only
as
on
they need to.
61 CS. She's got half the CS of an Akali who is not known for being a good CSer.
Well, against an Orianna for sure,
Yeah.
anyway, but maybe she doesn't have the time. I mean, mid lane has been the focus of the action. I just feel like that has been a key reason why she's not been able to prioritize her farm as the Drake is the new point of call for the blue team. Is there going to be an engage here? But Nidalee in the top lane, I don't think this is going to be too great as there is a Dark Binding onto the Thresh at the moment. There's the Orianna. She does manage to lock up the Akali, but no damage, like I said, being done before. The blue team manages to finish the Dragon as the Warwick is there in the meantime. This is going to be a complete cleanup for the blue team as they're rolling over everyone from the purple team. Only Nidalee and Morgana still available for them. And now the blue team are starting to crank it up. Nearly 8k gold lead, but that's Morgana getting lost again. Is she gonna suffer the fate? But there's the black shield, and she's gonna remain safe.
Yeah, really good play here by the blue team. They got the objective. Red team were just a little bit too eager to go in on that dragon fight. They needed to understand that they needed everyone close up for the Orianna or for the shockwave, and Nidalee to come down as well and join in the fight for the soul shackles. They just, if Raven gets locked out, their damage source is gone immediately in the fight, and Nidalee not being there as well.
Oh, soul shackles coming down. She's wanting to try and block the passive of the Volibear, but he's going to go and get away with that as they do take out the Morgana. I think this is going to be the fate of Nidalee too. The phosphorus bomb actually being shielded by the Orianna shield right there, and Volibear flips the he flips the Warwick into a shield, and there's the Blade of the Ruin King as Leona manages to lock him up, giving the kill to the Thresh right there, and nothing else going to be coming from this team fight. Right now, blue are taking liberties left, right, and centre.
There they are, and the massive problem for them is as soon as the exhaust goes down on Draven, as soon as he gets hooked.
Oh, Orianna getting hooked. Thresh is going here. There's the flash. Does mean that Orianna is going to get the kill. If she goes too aggressive, Draven's going to be the next one to call. Manages to get a shutdown onto the Akali. There's the shockwave coming down, but she's going to go down to the Akali too as Corki's gold goes across the Draven.
Yeah, really nice play there. The shockwave was great, managed to melt down at the Thresh as well with his command dissonance, but not quite able to connect. Leona and Volibear are hugely tanky at the moment. Manjuan's on Leona. Volibear's got double giant Spirit of the Ancient Golem. Probably going to build one of those into a Manjuan's and perhaps one into a Sunfire Cape as well if he wants, but they're just massively tanky.
Could even be a Warmog.
Could even be a Warmog.
With the Ruby Crystal.
Yeah. The Rabadon's death cap on Orianna is a definite boon for her team. She needs that extra damage, but she's still not able to burst through this tank line.
Yeah, she hasn't got any sort of magic penetration. Hasn't picked up the Sorcerer's shoes or anything like that. Hasn't even picked up boots. So she's still very slow. I find that really frustrating myself. I hate not being able to do that. Blue buff being donated over to Nidalee here, so going to take it away from the Orianna. I think Nidalee definitely more stronger of the two solo laners at this point.
And this game is still really close. It's only 8 kills in it. There's about 8,000 gold in it as well, which does sound like a lot, but when you've got, it's only a fifth of your gold total, it's not absolutely huge. If they can get Draven a good fight, if they can get a good shockwave off, they can definitely still win these games, especially with Soul Shackles.
Draven actually picking up a Hex Finger, which is a really nice idea versus an Akali. Means he'll survive a little bit longer, but there's Volibear, has picked up that War Monster, Subfight hit, he's going to take a lot of damage, has got his passive available. Warwick going very low, he's going to be the first casualty here as he goes down to Torquay. Thresh picks up the Orianna as they continue on to the purple team. There's another jump by the Akali, she's going to try and kill the Morgana as a double kill comes out for Thresh. They're going to go straight onto Nidalee. Draven going to be the next point. Does manage to get a kill onto the Volibear from the tower there, and this is going to be a 3-for-1, I believe, in favour of blue team. It's Akali doing some serious work, and let's not forget about Thresh.
Well, I disagree with the infinite duress use on Volibear. He's not a target you need to lock down. Yeah, perhaps he'll throw a few people around, but you've got spell shield for that. You've got extra abilities, you've got flashes and things. Like, unless you're infinite duressing the Akali or the Corki, you're not doing it right. Even Thresh is doing a huge amount of damage.
Oh, he jumps onto the Nidalee there. She's going to be the point called Corki in the backline. He does manage to pick him up with the final auto attack. Draven wants to get a piece of the action here. The rest of his team is exploding. Oh, the shutdown for Morgana, possibly giving this to Draven. The standard side does get onto Thresh. The shutdown for Draven. Are they going to continue chasing this? Draven has got his burst of speed or Blood Boil available soon. I can't remember which the specific ability.
Yeah, Blood Boil was on Warwick.
Yeah, Warwick. Yeah. No, it's Nunu. I'm trying to think what it's called. It's something to do with boiling blood or something like that.
Anyway, yeah, so the bit of greed there from the blue team. They just stayed a bit too long. They already had the inhibitor. They didn't really need to stay for anything else. And Akali coming back in and Thresh coming back in just gave a couple of free kills across towards that Draven. He's going to be sitting on a relatively large amount of gold at the moment. He's on 1,700 himself. Already has an Infinity Edge. Already has a Bloodthirster. He's going to go for that more.
Are the purple team going to reciprocate this? Because everyone is up in about 10 seconds. Yeah, so this is just the classic case of staying too long at this point in the game.
There's a thought there that the purple team could have taken Baron. Volibear was still up, Leona was still up, and Corki was still up, but you can melt those people down with a good shockwave into Whirling Death combo, and if you get the Baron, that gives you so much pushing potential. It gives you the health regeneration, gives you mana regeneration, gives you AP, it gives you AD. Like, it's a very big buff for your team, and we're getting to the stage where 1-1 team fight can win you the game.
Morgana's picked up a slurry of items on her as support.
Slurry.
You could have a Mikhail's there, you could have an Athene's. Looks like it's going to be an Athene's.
Gotta be manly. Why would you want to save your teammates when you can get more kills for yourself?
It's an interesting item for Morgana. I'm not sure I'm a biggest fan of it. I think definitely Zonya's is like a big palace back there. There's no vision control for the purple team on Baron. It looks like the blue team are going to head straight over for it.
No idea here for the purple team at all. They don't know it's going down. And this Baron, they are rotating to it now, but it's already on 3,500 HP. Should be Baron for blue team.
Spear comes through, a hopeful steal for the purple team there.
Well, the spear wouldn't have actually hit Baron anyway. It was actually slightly off center, so it wouldn't quite have connected. But blue team do pick up the first Baron of the game, put some 9,000 gold into the lead, and they're going to be able to push down this mid lane now. Perhaps might want to rotate to bot lane, get that last inner turret down before they
I feel like this Volibear's too manly for tactics. He's just going to want to roll in and
Warmog, Sunfire Cape and a Chain Vest on him. He is massive, sitting on a huge amount of HP. It's at 4,190 HP at the moment, and he has over 100 armor as well, so he is a very, very big bear.
Thresh lands a hook onto Orianna. There's the flip onto her. Is she going to be taking down? A great shockwave across. This is going to be a possible cleanup for the purple team. They are going on to the Leona. She's very tanky as well. Looks like Akali is going to be locked up and given sight by the Warwick. Warwick's actually trying to 1v3 at the moment. He's going to be taken down. In the meantime, it's a 2-for-2 right now, but this is not enough for Nidalee. She wants to go in. There's the black shield. She tries to flash in onto the Thresh. She's not going to get locked up by the shield in the meantime, though. Volibear is trying to go on to Draven. He does get the shutdown there. His passive doing extreme work for him as Nidalee does pick up the Thresh there, but he's going to go down to the Volibear as well. He is really tanky and really manly as well. And this could be a couple of Nexus turrets going down, but Orianna is up in 5 seconds.
That she is. It's going to be interesting to see if they are able to get those Nexus turrets down. They don't really have the damage for it, neither of these champions.
Oh, going to go on to Morgana. The spell shield is available. She's not going to get locked up by the stuns, though.
Yeah, this is why I think they should have gone for another inhibitor. Oh, nice binding.
Oh, she's going to get very, very low as Leona is the only one available. Can she pick up the kill with the Zenith Blade? Yes, she can. Morgana now going to chase this Leona out of the base. But that's Volibear going down and a good chunk of gold going to Orianna. She still does not care about boots.
Yeah, Leona actually has better statistics than 3 of the members of the other team. She's 5-4-16. She's got 5 kills. Like, Orianna only has 4. She's got 12 deaths. Morgana only has 2. Like, it's a massive discrepancy at the moment between even the support and the mid lane here for the purple side. I think blue side just need to push for another inhibitor, and from there they can quite easily win the game.
Yeah, Carly going to be taking away the blue buff from the red side, so they're just going to back off. They're going to take Drake as well, make sure they're getting every ounce of global gold available. Not sure they need it at this point. They're quite far ahead. They're at about 10k at this point. They could just push down the middle, take that inhibitor, force the fight and end the game. Probably going to be the next point of call, especially for the Volibear.
Yeah, it would be quite easy for them if they do manage to do that. 10 kills in the lead. Warwick is slightly out of position. The hook does not quite connect just at the end of its tether there, and they're going to go on to Morgana.
Oh, Kali going aggressive, so Morgana gets pushed away by the standard side. They're not going to go too aggressive as Morgana black shields herself there. In the meantime, Volibear definitely prioritising his blue buff over ending the game.
He's got to have those buffs.
Got to have those buffs.
Blue bear.
Oh, he's got a Thornmail now, so Draven not going to do any damage at all, really.
Not at all. And Draven is really the last hope here for the purple side. Is he able to make his last stand and push back this onslaught from the blue side? I'm not sure if he will be able to, especially with that exhaust up onto Leona in just a few seconds.
Oh, here he goes. He's aggressive. He's got so much health. He flips the Orianna. He's going crazy by himself right now. No one's doing enough damage to him as Warwick tries his very best. Akali going aggressive there. Does get locked out of the shotgun. She's going to go down to the Warwick. In the meantime, though, this is a complete cleanup for the blue team as they're going onto the Morgana. She's going to go down too. Draven, the only one left available. There's the flip. There's the double kill for Volibear. And he is just laughing as the turrets strike him down.
He's actually regenerating health almost quicker than the turrets are hitting him. So that is the ace for the blue side. It's going to be the nexus for them as well. They take down both of these turrets very rapidly with that Corki and Thresh combination. Didn't talk about it, but Frozen Mallet on Thresh as well. Perhaps just a sort of an I'm in the lead, I'm going to win this game now.
And an Infinity.
Yeah, and an Infinity. I mean, the Infinity actually nothing. Doesn't do anything. Congratulations to the blue team. I like that teleport right at the end. Well played to them. And commiserations, of course, to the purple team. We're going to pass it over to our wonderful presenter, and he can take us away.
Hey, what an incredible game that was. Close to the very end. Fantastic game. I had no idea which way that was going to swing. But let's get this winning team out here and let's give them some goodies, shall we? I want a big round of applause for this team. There we go, guys. Well done. You managed to get through there. Fantastic. Awesome. So these lovely Riot guys on stage, just so you know, when we start this up again in 10 minutes, we're going to do a game with Riot. So they're going to be team captains. So you're going to get an opportunity to play with these two wonderful gentlemen. So there you go, guys. Enjoy your poros and your codes. One last time. Give it up for the winners here. Awesome. Right, let's get the second place team out. Let's do this. I don't know if the admin can hear me in that booth, so I'm going to go walk over the stage with them. And let's get the second team out. Again, round of applause for these guys. It was very close towards the end. There we go. Doctor Who couldn't work it there at the moment. Unfortunate for him. They're still going to get a code each. It was close. It was very, very close. There were some good plays in that. Lovely shockwaves coming out as well. But unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. There you go. Come on, out of the booth. It was okay. I know. I feel it too.
My Orianna plays weren't so good.
I'll be honest with you. The Orianna was pretty good. You were Orianna? Yeah. Okay. What lost you that game? Come on, tell me.
Well, I had nerves. Wasn't used to the keyboard, and I brought my items wrong at the beginning of the game, so it was...
In short, you suck.
I brought the keyboard instead of
Okay, awesome, guys. We are going to be back after this break where we're actually going to have these two lovely gentlemen are going to be team captains, and they're going to pick people from the audience to play. So we'll be here, right back here in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere, and we'll see you then.